Welcome to News, Booze, and What We Choose with Danielle and Dami.
Grab a drink, get the news, and come hang with us. Cheers.
Cheers.
Mine's almost gone now.
I know, I was looking, I was like, oh man, we gabbed a little bit before this.
We did.
Um, yeah, I need a refill. But I actually have a Globerati
Oh,
Vino Rosato d'Italia from 2023, but it's a
ooh.
rosé.
Oh, nice. That sounds good. Is it
Yeah,
hot
it's
there?
nice.
I'm assuming yes.
I don't know, I have air conditioning.
Ah, that's
Um,
great.
Technically, yes, it's been hot, but it's more of like not where can't let my kids play out inside in the afternoon hot. So that's good. I think it's like been a nice brisk 89, 90 degrees. What about you?
It's been cold here. It actually rained a couple mornings. Yeah. It's been like,
Oh,
today was a warm day. It was 70 degrees.
no. That reminded me earlier this week. I think the day that it weren't rained there, it was like it reminded me of fall and it made me all excited and giddy. And I was like wearing a cardigan and I'm like, "Ugh, it's so chilly."
You're inside and outside is 80 or 90 degrees.
No, it was the morning. I actually had like
Oh,
where
okay.
I didn't have to turn the air conditioning on. So I had like the windows open
Oh.
and it was gloomy outside. And it was like you could smell that crispness in the air. And I'm like, God, I can't wait for fall.
You know what? We both have little like pumpkin hearts because it's obviously not a saying, read it up,
Sure
but
do.
because it's been so shitty here weather-wise, depending on who you ask, I was like, okay, I give up. I guess we're not getting a summer. I'm gonna light a fucking pumpkin spice candle. Like, I guess my like very fluffy blankets are never gonna go away. Like it's just permanently. I was like, how am I gonna decorate the front this year?
Exactly. Oh my God, you have such good stairs for
I
pumpkins on each one.
know. Oh, girl. I was like, I need to grow my own pumpkins because pumpkins are so expensive. If anyone has a hookup on pumpkins, hook a hoe up. Because
So yeah, don't go to, I think, how did I get really good cheap pumpkins? So don't go to the freaking farm that you go and ride the
oh,
thing. Those are always so priced out of hand. Go to, no joke, Safeway or Vons,
yep.
best price of pumpkins you can get.
If I could find something cheaper than the Safeway pumpkin, I mean, that would be a steal. I would love
Does the Dollar Tree sell
a
pumpkins?
pumpkin. That would be great,
Oh
please.
wait, if you do you want real ones or fake ones? Because Michael's sells cheap, real looking fake ones.
I was thinking, because there's a lot of steps, I was like, we might need some.
Do like the real ones down below and right at the door, and then like fake ones in between.
I also kind of want to do like the pumpkin arch would be so cool. I
I'm
know.
so jealous.
Would be it would we must have had a similar like Halloween kind of wavelength that was happening because I was thinking about you too. I was like, oh, I have so many Halloween friends.
Do you know how many
Oh
people send
my.
me Halloween all year round Halloween stuff? All year round, I get sent it by like people that I don't even really talk to. They'll just be like, "This made me think of you." I'm like, "I love that impact." I was like, "I don't talk to you regularly, but you see a pumpkin thing and you're like, Danielle."
Okay, really quickly, I am drinking
Oh
what I
yeah.
thought was called, um, sorry, I'm gonna rephrase that. I named it a twisted dirty martini because I didn't know if there was already kind of a name for it, but it's called a Vesper when you do gin and vodka martini, although it's supposed to have Lilith Blanc, and I don't have Lilith Blanc. It's still kind of a twisted Vesper martini, if anyone fell along with that.
And that looks super dirty.
It is filthy dirty.
Raunchy dirty. I know it's so funny. I actually was listening to a podcast that was like, you know what grinds my gears is when these girls try to get sexual with the bartender. It's like, I want that martini so dirty that it leaves its bra on the floor after the one night stand. And she's like, just ask for a dirty martini with extra juice.
Um,
Jesus Christ.
you know what? I bet you it's probably really similar when people come up to me with the twins and they're like, "Oh, your hands look so full." And you're like, That's
Oh my God.
probably how the
Oh
bartenders
my
feel.
God.
Filthy dirty.
So dirty that it's like, shut up, just order a dirty martini.
I've done it before. I'm guilty.
I want it so dirty. Like, okay, I get it, girl. Do you want me to just splash you with like olive juice?
The
Make it
twins
extra
need
dirty
a
and sticky?
family.
Sick. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Are you volunteering to babysit?
Please. Okay, well, that goes into my since we last cheers. I might as well just get this over with. My mom, lovely, lovely mother, um, very deservingly is in France this week. Uh-huh. So
Jealous.
yay and jealous for her. Also, mom. Oh my God, we miss you.
You're like, come back.
Come
Don't
back.
move there.
Oh my God. Okay, very, very quickly, I like got them. I didn't even have them the whole day. Like today was the only day that I had them the whole day, and they were angels. But on Tuesday, I was gone at work. Charlie had them the whole day. He said they were angels, and then I came home. He had to go to school, passes them off to me, and oh my God, I was like, who are you? Like
You're like, did your dad give you like crack and chocolate mixed together?
all hell broke loose. And we all ended up crying at one point or another. And I really
Oh,
had like a very tough, like mom moment, like even the next day where I just felt just shitty, like just as shitty for having to like yell and get to like this, like, but they just would not stop. And yeah, so I had a,
I I talked to you on the phone
you
and
did, that was during that day. Yeah.
I bared witness. Well, my ears bared witness to the chaos where you literally are like, I gotta call you back. Like, because it was sounding like Battle Royale. Like, it sounds like that audio where it's like, it shows when I just let chaos ensue in my house, and it shows like the guy crossing his legs and drinking his coffee just so I can enjoy like 2 minutes of coffee or something like that. And it sounds like a battle is happening behind him. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah, that when we were talking, I got slapped hard in the face. Hard in the face. And
Oh,
I was
damn.
I so it was over a toy. I pulled the one that was freaking the freak out. And if I don't pull him out of the situation, it's not like a just let it see what happens. No, we don't let us see what happens with these two because they bite and hit and they like get really violent. Um, and this is a very what I hear is pretty normal for twins. So I take him out of the situation so that I can have a conversation with him. He hits me like hard in the face, and I was like, "You do not hit your mother." So I put him on this little like timeout chair. Timeout chair is like you're not by yourself when you're 2.5. You usually have mom, and I'm like, let's talk through this. So it worked itself out. It was fine. But in that moment, I was like, the hell? It got worse. It was just nonstop, like the whole time. So, anyways, like
Oh.
I don't know, but I'm happy to say that today they were great. They were great with each other. They shared, they were kind, they gave kisses, they ate and food. They took a nice bath. So, guys, just wish me luck. Pray for me.
Do you want to hear something that I always am like, oh, shut the fuck up? Um, it's your kids are only kind to you because they feel the safest with you. Or the kids are only like that to you because they feel the safest with you.
Yeah, I think about that too. No, I think they would do this to anyone because they do it to my mom too. Some
You're
days
like,
my
you're a
mom's like,
liar.
you tell she's like, oh my God. I
Well,
think
and
we're,
I do feel like because like your mom didn't have twins herself. I'm like
no,
trying to
she
remember. I
took
was like, did
care,
I forget you had a twin?
no, she took care of Sonora's
Yeah.
twins when they were a little bit older. Well, like two. I think they started when they were two, but they boy and girl, I feel like they probably definitely fought, but I don't think that they was quite as dramatic as this. But I mean, she's older now too, but so we're just very, very grateful for her.
I thankfully have never gone through the biting stage because I've seen the bite marks that your kids leave on each other.
Hmm?
And it's so sad because
I know.
I'm like, I think it's bad when Wyatt gets crazy and decides, I'm just going to pelt this at my brother's head. And then he goes, heh, heh. And I'm like,
Yeah.
literally, and he'll just be, and then I'm like, don't you do it. And he goes, "Gah, gah, gah, gah." And I'm like, you little shit. He does that. But I even said, I was like, because I started noticing Forrest starting to do, because when Brittany was here, she's like, Forrest is such like a teenager with you. Because he'll be like, come on, please do it. And I'm like, excuse me, I didn't hear please. And he's like, please. And I'm like, who are you? But yeah, Wyatt literally will just be like, nee, 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 me, me. Fuckhead. Gotta love him.
Their little personalities are really coming out. Like, it's just funny to see as like they get older. Yours too. Like, it's
Oh
just
God, yeah.
they're, they're a trip. But
It's kind of crazy because like you see them evolve and you see them and it's like, where did my baby go? But then all of a sudden they're this like little crazy nugget of like a personality. And I feel like your kids, even though they are twins, one is going to be a little bit different than the other naturally. But it's just going to be crazy to see them like when they're 4, 5, 6, like once they start getting to those ages. Because even Forrest, I'm just like, it is crazy. Like I'll have full-on conversations with him and I'm just like, weird. Last year, I don't think I could do this.
oh, I love that. Okay,
Yeah.
so since we last cheers, what have you been up to? Anything new?
Um, I mean, obviously, stuff that I will not share until I hear good news.
Yeah.
Um, but because I'm super paranoid and superstitious, so I don't like to speak it into the earth like that. It's not in a way of manifestation, but if I talk about it, then I feel like it's not going to happen. So we'll circle back on that at a later time, hopefully in the next week or two. Fingers crossed. Anywho, aside from that, really just a matter of, oh, I had to experience the first adult style, normal style blood draw done on Forrest. And
Oh,
he has apparently veins that aren't easy to find. So thankfully, they wrangled in. So, first woman, she's like, I'm just not finding anything on either. And then she brought in another woman that's been there for a while, but they didn't like poke him yet. So thankfully, they weren't like, we're just gonna fish around for them and hope for the
yeah,
best.
that's not gonna
Because
work.
my thing is like, I don't want him to be scared of needles because he had a bad experience here for the first time. So then second person, she's like, "Oh man, this is a tough one." He's like, and of course they're trying to be like, "You have such big muscles that we can't find any veins," like kind of thing. And then they're like, "You know what? You're gonna have to, is it okay if you like hang out for 40 minutes, like in the like just walk around or something for 40 minutes until Brian comes back from his lunch break because Brian is like the king of finding veins on hard to find vein people or whatever you say that." And I was like, I guess. And so I did some work for my phone. The kids played in the front seat and got crazy with the buttons and pressed all the buttons on my thing. And then we went inside. Would you believe it? Brian knows what he's doing. He literally
Figure it
goes,
out.
he was feeling around. He's like, no. And he even tried on one arm. He's like, I'm not finding anything. And he like was like, okay, I'm gonna go and I feel like there's something here. And he did it. And he's like, nothing. And of course it's screaming and Forrest is going, why are you hurting me? Why are you hurting me? And I felt so bad. And why it's like this, like, what is happening right now? And he's just like, his face is so close to him, going like, I need to see what's going on down here. And then they switched arms, and thankfully once they switched arms and they moved it around like two little spots, then it happened. I was like, it's done. It's almost done. It's almost done. And then afterwards, he's like, like all like just
But
distraught and upset. It was so sad. But I, long story short, that was a long story. But basically, I was anemic when I was a kid, and he's such a picky eater. I don't want him to be vitamin deficient in any way. So I give him multivitamins, I give him the prebiotics, I give him like all the things that I feel like is good for their age and stuff, and all the things that you're told to. But I wanted to just get double check. Like, is he about low iron levels? Because I will notice sometimes he'll have like dark circles under the eyes, and that's like a tell. That's usually iron levels. So I'm like, we'll find out. So
wishing him luck. Oh,
I know.
buddy.
I'm like, hopefully this just like is a past memory. You don't even need to think about later. And like next time you have to give blood, which is gonna hopefully not be for a long time, that you'll be like, whatever, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, you got this.
Yeah. Other than that, I got him a toy.
You
Well,
deserved it. Yeah.
obviously I had to get him both a toy. Like, but I got him a toy. So just for coming, Wyatt got toys too. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. And then I have to do some research because I think I have to start ordering the even though I haven't met with his teacher yet, I have to start ordering some of the supplies for school. So I already found, haven't ordered it, but I found a little kid desk, little kid chair, and I'm gonna get him like all the things that are set up, and I'm gonna set up a little area. So it's gonna be so cute.
Adorable. I love that.
Oh.
All right, should we do it? Should we go into what the fuck, Trump?
Yes, because first at the top that I forgot to include here,
Oh no.
because like every week it just seems like he's just trying to distract us from the obvious that people are like not
Yes.
falling for.
Mhm.
The latest one that happened, I think it was this morning. Apparently, the Pentagon has released a statement that they're going to release the hard evidence of the extraterrestrial life forms that they have found, and they're going to be a full confirmation that there are aliens among us. And then someone responded with, "Wow, Trump must really be in those Epstein files if they're trying to release these to distract us."
Like, yeah, share those too, but like we know what you're doing. Yeah.
Just just get it out. Just get it out there. And then it's like legitimately all it's like all these things like we want the FC files. Chemtrails. Release
We're
all the
gonna find
information about
out
the
who
chemtrails.
killed Kennedy, I bet too. Like,
I thought we did.
I don't know if we did. Did
I
we?
feel like I thought we did. Didn't we find that out like a couple of months ago?
I don't know.
Who killed Kennedy? I don't know. Lee Harvey Oswald.
Oh, it was also okay. All right. Well, what other
But
mysteries?
also speaking of, so people are dropping like flies from his camp. Like a lot of the lawyers have quit. Apparently, the J6, the infamous J6 Shaman, and I like how when you read this over, you said shaman. The guy with the horns,
Oh, that guy, Buffalo
the
guy.
ones that the buffalo guy with the red, blue, and yellow chest, and he was like shirtless with like the little thing. So he turned on Trump officially, and he posted, and I quote, "Fuck this stupid piece of shit. What a fraud." He lost a J6er. He lost the head of the J6. So,
Yeah, it doesn't matter though, guy, because you voted for a pedo.
yeah, well, along with that,
But I'm glad you're
that's
sticking up for, I guess, something. We'll
if
take it.
he's
We'll take it.
exactly. So, like, people are left and right just being like, I can't believe this is happening, blah, blah, blah. Kind of carrying on from last week where it's like people are burning their red hats, people are burning this, blah, 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 blah.
Grab her by the. Do you guys remember that? And then they're, yeah, dude, that's just locker room talk, blah, blah,
I know someone personally
blah.
that was all for it. That was like, that's hilarious.
Ooh. Yeah. He
They're
hangs
not in,
out with
ew.
young women, like not bare like those pageant girls, they're pretty young. Like we didn't
No,
think
they were like average 15 or something, and a lot of them came out saying like, oh, he'd walk into the changing rooms and just stand there.
yeah, gross. So
Funky ass gross uncle. Like that was like the cliche, like where it's like you always have that weird uncle or whatever. Thankfully, I don't think I do.
anyway there. But I just I hope that like the former Trumpers who are now realizing like what a fraud he is and what a liar and manipulator he is. I hope that you go back. Like you're not just like, oh, it's only about the Epstein files. I hope that you go back and like re-examine everything that he's put out and like really see it. Because the ones who have been seeing it, it's been a lot. And so for you to join the party now, like we're happy that you're here
Come on
finally,
in. We've been here a while. Finally, you arrive.
but like we need you to see just more than that. And please just do some research.
Pull up a chair and do more research. And then along with losing the J6 shaman, he also lost the House of Republicans. So basically, it was announced, I think, yesterday that the House Republicans have voted against basically concealing Trump. Because earlier this week or last weekend, it was said that like they were going to hide and conceal, like basically all their power is going to go into covering up the Epstein files and continue like shut down everything, make sure that like all this stuff until September or something. And like can't, nothing will come out, blah, 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 blah. So like everything left and right about that. But as of this morning, Trump lost the House of Republicans. So we'll see what's going on there. I feel like we're not going to know as much what that means per se until like through the next couple days. So we'll have more information next week. But also the Justice Department did come out. Speaking of the files, the Justice Department has informed Trump that he is in fact in the Epstein files multiple times. Quote, multiple times. Justice Department officials reviewed what Attorney General Pam Bondi called a truckload of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein earlier this year, the ones that she said later didn't exist.
Mhm.
Um, Donald Trump's name appeared multiple times, according to senior administration officials. They also told Trump that senior Justice Department officials didn't plan to release any more documents related to the investigation of the convicted sex offender because the material contained child pornography and victims' personal information. Um, Also, Ghislaine, good old Ghislaine Maxwell, I worry for her because apparently she is going to be able to give the option now. They officially gave her the go-ahead that they're going to talk to her and reopen, kind of like allow her to speak,
Mhm.
and name names. And we all saw what happened with Jeffrey Epstein when he was about to name names. So I don't know
Really, 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 really obvious. If
if
she,
all of a sudden the cameras were off for a minute.
yeah, and she ends up. Let's hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Can you, okay, you wrote, I don't know if you want to touch on it, but the Stephen Colbert show cancellation.
Oh my God.
I heard about it, but like, how does that even happen?
Um, so Donald Trump says no late night comedians are safe. He's taking aim at Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon next. So basically, on the heels of Stephen Colbert telling the president to go fuck himself, I think
Good.
it was like 36 hours later, his show was canceled via Paramount. I think it was Paramount was the network. And so that's why everyone's boycotting Paramount Plus, Paramount this, Paramount that. And there was a video of all of the comedians and like stand up, they were like all supporting Stephen Colbert. But he made a statement and he even said, he's like, well, show's getting canceled. So
I'll be back.
it's like the First Amendment. Who? First Amendment, what?
Yeah.
Freedom of speech is, and this is like where a lot of people are worried because it's like, it's basically flat out saying what we're doing now. You're not allowed to say anything wrong against a person. You're
That's
not.
Yeah, that's not how our Constitution goes. So it's freedom of speech. And he's a bully and he's trying to scare people. So we just gotta.
Well, I just am surprised that like the his because that show's been around forever, but it's just in 36 hours, I think it was. That's where I saw it. I'm not, I feel like I might also be seeing that it was maybe just an article. It could be a less time, but it just that brief amount of time, day and a half, canceled.
Wild,
Like,
wild.
who did he call? Who did he like? "Burp, burp, burp. Okay, I'm going to talk to someone. Okay, now it's canceled. Like, how did that go into play? Because that's the only one thing I haven't really seen is like, how did it come about so quickly?
Yeah. He must have some kind of tie then with Paramount then.
Oh, for sure. I think that's also why people are all like, fuck the Paramount, bye. And like everyone's canceling their subscriptions. So that's not good. And they even said it in the South Park episode, the season's 27 premiere. They
Oh,
also made
is
a
it already
comment
out?
saying, yeah, and apparently they went after Donald Trump in it.
Good.
So one of the things regarding Colbert is it shows Jesus on screen and it says, do you really want to end up like Colbert? And so that's in one scene. And then that plays into the cancellation. But then there was a scene of Donald Trump in bed with Satan. And so it says in the new South Park episode, Satan tells Trump, you remind me of my ex, his ex, Saddam Hussein, Hussein,
Oh my
the real
God.
life dictator who manipulated, lied, and controlled everyone around him. Back in 1999, South Park made a Saddam. Satan's toxic boyfriend. Now in 2025, they're saying Trump gives off the same energy. It's not a joke. It's a warning. Different face, same pattern. And then I don't know if this was real or not, because I guess it's like you really don't know if it was real or not. But allegedly, Donald Trump tweeted, South Park isn't even funny. That's not it's not even funny. It's a stupid show. Like all like pissed off about it. Like with all caps, like how he writes, like with the all caps, exclamation mark, like all butthurt about it. But I don't know if that was real or if it was just like a fake tweet. But yeah, he was not happy about it.
Oh goodness. I can't
Yeah, but
watch that one then.
yeah, I think it came out last night because everyone was talking about it this morning.
Huh. We'll check it out. I know Charlie loves that.
Oh yeah. And it wasn't even like a cartoon Trump. It was literally Trump's head on a cartoon body. So they just like cut him out and just like put him on it and not even like trying to allude like it looked like him in a cartoon bot. Like no, it was his face. Yeah.
Oh Lord. Gotta love it.
Um, and then obviously with the Epstein files and everything, giant billboards are now popping up all over the place, including Times Square, where they show snapshots of the mugshot of Jeffrey Epstein, the police report, all of the things, and it says Trump in big red letters. Why won't you release the Epstein files in Times Square?
No, do it. Do it. Get
Everyone is like, yo, and it's left and right. And then, of course, the poor actual victims, survivors, they came out and were like, which kind of reminds me, I should probably mention that to a client of mine that does victim advocacy. So, they might want to do kind of a play into that for how to handle survivors because they're basically saying all the administration is doing by denouncing it and saying like, oh, it didn't exist, it didn't exist, it didn't exist, is basically telling them that they're worthless and that their voice, like what they went through, the trials and all that stuff, it was all lies and like they're just liars. It's like, do you know how hard it is on us as survivors to have to hear people say like, oh, it's not real, it was just a hoax?
I mean, absolutely. Would it think, I mean, this has been going on for a while now in this country. Like, who's the Supreme Court douchebag former fucking frat boy who was like in the you know who I'm talking about. And it
Yeah,
was
I cannot think of the name to save my life.
and like there was this whole thing started the Me Too movement. His name is on the tip of my tongue. This is super annoying. Uh,
Google.
I know court.
Well, when I think Me Too, I think Harvey Weinstein, but that's not who you're thinking of because obviously he wasn't on the court.
Kavanaugh? Is that it's
Mm, I think that's it. Ugh, I hate room temperature wine. Ugh. Um, yucky.
not spell supreme for a second. Yeah, it is.
What?
I couldn't spell supreme for a second. I was like spelling Brett Kavanaugh. Like I just think about that. Like there was so like she was and now I'm forgetting her name. I can look her up, but like just think about like her going out there in front of everyone, national television, telling them the story of how this man in college raped her, and they just completely dismissed her and like how she must feel that her voice doesn't matter and that they sided with him, and then he becomes a Supreme Court judge. Like, it's just the message that has been running through America's veins about women, our worth, and like who we are and our place in this society. It's not good. It's not.
Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah, it's gross and it's been here for a very long time. Um,
Women are the hated gender. It's not like oh, you guys are all playing victim. It's not all women, it's not all men. Okay. Why do we have to pay pink tax? Why is every state the same for men's rights, but then in every state is different for women's rights? Like women are the hated gender. Hate
mhm.
to say it, that it's fact. It's not just a, you guys are just so sensitive. No, it's fact. It is fact.
It's it's really terrible. I mean, I racism is something else that's like also just incredibly awful, but it there's some similarities with like our older generation. I remember my dad, who's not my favorite person, but like him talking a lot about like how he experienced some racist moments in his life. And not that like as a when he's telling me this, I'm like a kid, also really fucked up. But like, not that I never believed him, but I just didn't understand because I had a different life and perspective. And because he had mental issues, I was like, is it him? Like, is he thinking this or like is this happening? And then now where we are today with like how it's just in your face racism, I think that I kind of like see some similarities in like how women are treated and how like the response is like, why didn't you report it sooner? Did that really happen? And like we have to tell people like, believe her.
Just
Like
believe women.
believe women, but also like there's some ties here, like believe people too. Like when they tell you that like they've had this like these experiences growing up and some really racist assholes have been doing this to them, and then some people are like racism didn't exist until recently, and you're like, no, it's always
Or they like, oh, you're just so sensitive, or just like get over it. It was so long ago. Why are
yeah.
you bringing it up now? Like those things that people say are the wrong things.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're saying these things to, and it's like, what is, it's not, is it denouncing like their, what they went through? What is that term? But it's like, you're basically saying what they went through wasn't that big a deal. Get over it.
Yeah, it's really really sad. And just thinking about like what some of these women are going through, like in terms of like, everything with Epstein, and just it makes me sick to my stomach.
I know. And it just sucks because it's like we obviously saw what happened through the trials. So why'd they go to trial then if all of this was a hoax? And why'd they go to trial if all these women aren't really that they're not telling the truth or whatever? It's like you're just being so obvious. And it's just like, oh, I
It's
didn't really know the guy and all the video footage coming out left and right and center of like all the things that proves otherwise. Like you would throw an alien invasion is happening right now. Oh my God. That's going to distract us, but it's not going to make us forget.
yeah, yeah, 100%. Um, anyways,
Well, speaking of women, uh, I guess this is a really good transition to that because now, starting next month, women Uber drivers can request to only have women passengers.
gotcha. Oh, the drivers. That's nice.
Mhm.
I know on Lyft you can request to have like as a passenger, you can request to have a woman driver, but it doesn't guarantee that you will, because if there's like none in the area, then you got to take what you got to take. But from a driver perspective, that's really, really good.
Well, and also it's a matter of like they're not feeling safe either. And I go play back to a client of mine. They talk about the rideshare abuse is just like spiking numbers left and right of just on both ends. Like it's not just the driver, it could be the passenger that's like assaulting the driver. And so I think this is going to be a good step. And of course, I'm sure people are going to be all like, that's discriminatory. Well, it's like, actually, no, it's just like really a safety precaution. And it's one of those things that
Hmm.
I saw was like, um, if men didn't exist, like we can go run it at night if we wanted to, or like go and walk at night. And then it's like, well, someone said, well, who would protect you? And someone was like, from what? That's why all these women are saying like the whole like who would you trust like X amount of men or a bear? Like they always would choose the bear. So it's
I'm
just like
I'm scared going to just like outside of my house to throw away garbage like at nighttime.
oh, when my dogs, okay, I know my neighbors. I know my, but all it takes is just that one person from off the street that wants to come all the way
Mhm.
and be like a shady mother effer. That's all it takes. Like you can't, it's not just like limited to your neighbors or whatever. It's like anybody can waltz into your neighborhood and be a horrible person, planning to do horrible things, or just like a horrible mentality where they don't even think twice and they just act. if my dogs need to pee at night, I will crack that door and let them run out. And if they don't come back, well, I'm not going after you. It's nighttime.
Uh,
But they always come back. They always do the like, okay, I peed and I'm gonna run back. But yeah, it's like that's the thing with women. We have to. I have a basically a glorified dagger on my keychain. It's really a Harry Potter one, but it's solid metal. Um, but it's like a dagger. I could do some damage with it. And getting my kids in the car in a parking lot in the daytime, I am like vigilant and on alert and doing all those little tricks you see online where it's like you put the cart here to guard you, protect you, and give you some space just in case someone comes from behind you. I have to do all that. Men don't have to do it.
it's funny you say that. I actually didn't even realize that I was like of course I was, but like I just took the boys to the park today and I saw like a man sitting by himself on a park bench and then like a couple other dudes like on the other side of the park, like all like separate. And I was like, that's really weird. And I was kind of like on high alert. And then I was thinking, I'm a perfect target for someone trying to snatch my children because it's just one of me right now and two
Or
of
snatch you and your kids.
yeah, whole thing. So yeah, we have to unfortunately think about that stuff. And so I was like, phones away. I'm completely like, like very much aware. I knew what I had in my hand, what I could use as a weapon. I was like, making sure that the boys were like very close to me and we like slowly moved away and out of there. I think that they were part of like another family that was like playing. I don't know though. So I was like,
But the
okay,
thing is
that I even had
you
to think about it.
you
Mm,
don't know. You
yeah.
don't know if there was malicious intent or just they happened to just be sitting down while their kids and their wife or whatever
Yeah.
are at the park. The thing is, women have to think like this. We have to constantly be on high alert because you don't know. And then those videos that are like, okay, if there's something on your dashboard, don't pick it up. That could be a trap of them trying to like kill time so they can snatch you and put you in their van. Oh, if a van is parking next to your car, go back inside and ask for the security to walk you to your car. Like, men don't have to think of this shit whatsoever. They
Yeah.
don't. They
Wild.
don't.
I wish. What's that like?
I was like, oh, you wish they would think like this. I was like, that's kind of mean. I know it's like it must be nice to just waltz into your life and like, because my ex would go on bike or sometimes like go on bike rides at night, and I'm like, could never be me. I'm a woman. Um, but anywho, let's go into some good news we're sipping before we get into the
Yeah.
thing we're
We
eagerly
are. I know. Let's
waiting for.
get it, get
Um,
it.
yeah. So I just really wanted to shout out. I just saw this earlier this week, but Jaden Smith, Will Smith, and Jada Smith, that's her last name? Yeah. Um, their child opened a vegan restaurant called I Love You in LA, and it allows any homeless person off the street to come in and eat it for free.
I love that.
And it's just like, why can't more restaurants be like that? I know there are, like, especially in very, very like metropolis areas where the population of homeless people are just like a lot. And I know that some businesses do allow that. It's like, come on in for some water, for like any of like our baked goods that are in the case or whatever, like things like that. I've seen that, but it's just so nice to like, it's like, no, you can come in, sit down at the table and have a meal.
I love that. That's really cool.
So I think a lot of businesses should just really consider that because like not every homeless person on the street is a crazy drug addict, and it could literally just be hard times and they couldn't get themselves out or didn't have anybody in to lean on to get themselves out.
Of
Or it could
course.
be prideful. They just
Yeah.
didn't want to ask for help.
Everybody needs to eat. It's nice that like he's going out of his way to feed people who need help. I love that.
And they're also just humans too. Like we have to stop thinking about like we had this conversation before, but homeless people aren't just like people you can ignore. Like they're still humans.
Mhm. 100%.
So
Yeah.
think of it like that. But without further ado, what I've been
Yay!
okay. Okay. So Damiana is right. Danielle is wrong. Well, not really wrong. I didn't say I was like, oh, that looks like crap. Like I never said that. But what we watched. I watched, I think it was on Tuesday. I started it or Monday, but I watched I raised my hand, 14 episodes of The Buccaneers to get caught up. I watched the first season like that. I watched, okay, lower my hand, get it out of here. Um, and then uh that's gonna be fun in editing because we switch spots on the screen. But and then I watched the first season so quick. Then I watched the second season to get caught up because right, this week's episode was episode 6. And
Mhm.
holy crap, I'll go back to the first season and I'll do that. We need to talk episode 6, season 2 of the Buccaneers.
Mm.
Oh my God, I'm pulling up the names of the people so I don't just say eyebrow girl, blonde girl. Like I'm gonna use their names. Hold on, let me pull up the actual cast. Um, give me your thoughts. We need to discuss. Go.
Oh my God. Okay, so first of all, they start off with Guy at the market in Italy, and he's like picking out some flowers, I think, for his like new side boo. And then he sees fucking every show needs a fucking Joffrey, Lord James Seaton, who is basically like the Joffrey
I
of
didn't even think about that. He is the Joffrey.
he is a Joffrey. You're like, I fucking hate this guy.
I want to carrot peel your face off slowly and not tenderly because you are the worst human ever.
It's like he doesn't even deserve a punch in the face. He deserves an elbow. You know what I mean? Like one of the like that. And yeah, so he's fucking awful. He basically beats his wife, is verbally, mentally, all of the abusiveness. He's awful. So he's married to Ginny, who is the main character, Nan's sister. And she basically like takes off to Italy to like with her
And this was so
son.
this was in the season 1 finale is Nan stayed, and I guess we'll just kind of go back and forth a little bit. Nan stayed with Theo instead of running off with Guy because she discovered that Ginny was obviously being abused. She's pregnant. She is scared for her baby, her unborn baby at that time. Skip ahead to season 2, like further in the season, closer to episode 6. Guy, even though he's head over heels in love with Nan, would do anything for her. Well, he did. He proved that because he took Ginny to Italy to protect her. And
Mhm.
so Ginny, dum dum, da dum dum dum, she, when freaking Lord James Dickwad shows up at her door, he's all convincing, just like every abuser. I've changed. I
Oh,
won't ever hurt you.
really
Oh
gets
my
in
God.
the face. Oh yeah, no, I'm totally cool. I'm not mad. Yeah,
that was me then. That's not me now.
and like a true victim or someone who's really been abused, they go back.
Mm-hmm.
They go
Mm-hmm.
back. She goes back and then she realizes she was a dum dum and it's too late. Her baby has been snatched, causing her and Guy to go back to London, where all their family is. They like try to stage a coup, but Ginny
Well,
is just
like pause.
yes.
Episode 5, when that shriek sound came out of her face, or top of episode 6, when that shriek sound, when she's like, "Guy," and like realizes her baby's gone.
Heartbreaking.
My heart literally was like, because you immediately think of your own kids. Imagine walking into your kid's room and your kids are gone. Like,
It didn't,
I,
but I'll tell you what did. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. Wait, no.
that's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna
We're
finish,
gonna,
and I'll
well,
tell you.
no. I think we
Okay,
need
okay.
to also go a little bit like back and
Okay,
forth
fine,
because
fine.
there's going to be a lot of things.
So basically, she gets caught up. She gets pulled into a trap, gets arrested. They put her ass into like a sane asylum, and he's like coming in, and he's just an evil fucking person. But there's a scene where he's talking with his mom about how like instantly the baby just it, like drives him crazy, and we're talking about like a real like psychopath, and you're like, did he throw the baby overboard? Did he throw the baby? Is the baby alive? So I like
I
I was
thought the
losing it.
same thing. I literally was like, if he didn't kill the baby, he's like about to kill the baby. And I kid you not, I watched one movie that had something to do with like the kid dying or getting killed, and I've never been able to rewatch that movie again. It's this thing where I'm like, I will Barney, his actor's name is Barney Fishwick. I will come to your home and I will be like, you motherfucker. How could you kill a baby? He'll be like, I'm an actor. What are you talking about? I'll be like, you piece of shit.
That is I love your accent, by the way. Okay. So then we learn like she rightfully so, she plays into his craziness and she just says, okay, because he shows her the baby outside of the hospital.
Literally outside being like, ho, 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 here
Yeah.
you go. And then she
So
takes
she's
like,
like,
then it's like real quick.
she's like, you're right. I was so wrong. She goes home with him. I would too at that point because you're like,
Because
this
you're like, I just want to see my baby.
I want to see my baby. I want to make sure protect my baby too. And so she goes back with him. They stage she tells him outright, like, I'll never love you, you're a piece of shit. And then he of course beats her and locks her away in her room.
I thought he was going to kill her, to be completely honest. I thought he was going to kill her and kill the baby.
Mhm.
And then the sister, I thought then
I would have
either
gone in there.
I thought that's what was going to happen. And then I, like thinking ahead before obviously we know what now happens. I thought then the sister and the husband, Chunchita. Um, I thought Conchita. I thought the brother, sister, and then Nan would come and then discover that the baby and the sister were dead.
Yeah, I mean it would lead up to that because what happens, and this is the part where Danielle and I are like processing and so passionate about this, is that
I
Lord,
gasped and my gasp in hand.
so he has, if you have, okay, hopefully if you're hearing this, you are also watching this,
Well, no, you would have also you would have skipped ahead. I will
and skip
timestamp,
ahead,
but
right?
you would have skipped ahead by now if you don't want
Basically, his
spoilers.
brother is like night and day, very charming, so sweet, married to Conchita. And they have this like just super like awesome relationship marriage that is just really sweet. And he goes with his sister to try and talk to his brother and basically take Lizzie and
Yeah.
Ginny and the little baby.
So Honoria is the one that successfully Lord Richard is the brother, Lord Richard, and Lord James is a piece of shit. Lord James is Joffrey, Lord Richard is Peachy McPeach Face, and then Honoria is the sister of Lord James and Lord Richard. Honoria actually was able to, and it was beautiful moment. Obviously, like as a mother, you first think of your child, you don't think of yourself because she finds Ginny first, and she goes, "Don't worry about me," because she's locked in a room. Don't worry about me. Go get Freddie. Go
Uh-huh.
get Freddie. So Honoria snuck out, thankfully, with the help of Lord Richard, with like keeping James's back to her, was able to sneak the baby out, get in the carriage, and get away. Now you can continue with what happened.
I'm burning to an olive. I'm sorry. Okay.
That's fine.
So then there is this like moment where Lord Richard is trying to distract his brother as Honoria is leaving with the baby. And unfortunately, Lord James figures it out and they have this like scuffle at the front door. And I believe it's Lord James who pulls out a gun. And you can see
Well,
it.
no, first you're skipping a part. Lord Richard gets up to Ginny and lets her out of the room and
Oh,
kicks
that's
down the
right. Oh my God.
door.
That's right.
So you're,
He
yeah,
punches
so
he punches his brother to get to Ginny, lets her out. She escapes. Then at the front door, they have a scuffle, and Lord Asshole pulls out a gun. And it's like this, you could see it in his eyes that he's like, I will do this. And I'm like, I believe him. And
mhm.
he ends up killing Lord
Okay.
Richard.
So yes, as the thing is, Ginny is outside, but she stops at the tree
Mhm.
and she hides behind the tree. She doesn't keep going because she's barefoot in a nightgown. Keep this in mind because this comes into play after. But she is still outside behind a tree. She hears the gun go off. We don't see it. It's off screen, so we don't see who gets shot, but you're kind of like anticipating like the good guy never gets away, really. Like when has it ever been where there's like been a moment where the good guy successfully kills the bad one, like right off the bat, like that? No, it's going to be an ongoing thing where I think that Lord James is going to become the Joffrey where seasons will happen, maybe hopefully just one, and then finally get his justice will be served. I'm hoping. Um, but no, so she's still outside. The gun goes off. We don't see who gets shot. Ginny comes back, walks through the front door, and little pisswad fuckface is sitting and rocking himself on the stairs, looking down at his brother that he's just shot, Lord Richard.
Yeah. And you're just like so heartbroken. And then, like, as they're splicing through scenes, you can see Honoria coming back to London and like all the friends and the family with the baby. And then there's just this moment with Conchita and like, like she doesn't know yet because it's just, sorry, it's
Because
Honoria.
Honoria comes first.
Yeah.
She's the one that's in the carriage. She's the one that was able to get away with the baby. So she has a head start. She has a whole head start. She gets there first. All the people are sitting in the little drawing room or whatever they're in. They all say, okay, baby, and they get like that happy moment where the baby's rescued. They're beautiful and everyone's all happy, go lucky. But then the heartbreaking moment happens when Ginny barefoot walks her ass from the aunt's place. I don't even know how long this walk is. Her feet are bloody, if you've noticed. Her feet are bloody because she's barefoot. And she walks all the way from her aunt's house to back to where they are all in that same drawing room. She walks in, and you can see immediately everyone's like faces turn because they see how she looks, and she's alone. She doesn't have Richard with her.
Mhm.
And that's when it's like it's like that where it's like inaudible, where you
Yeah.
can't really hear what's being said, but you can see Conchita's face,
Mhm.
knowing that her husband's dead.
Oh, it was so awful. I literally also covered my mouth and audibly gasped and
I
was like,
literally, I was
no,
a l
no.
Do
It
you
was
watch by yourself or does Charlie watch?
well, usually I watch by myself, but Charlie was like, he had just finished maybe like work or school or something. So he came in and he was like, what? And I was like, Joffrey just killed his brother.
He's like, "Are you watching Game of Thrones?"
He knows what it is.
Yeah. No, well, because you said Joffrey. I'm
I
just
know.
like,
He told me, he was like, I think you'll like this show, Buccaneers. It looks like a you show. So he was the one who like pointed it out to me.
"Thank
Um,
you, Charlie."
yeah, it's such a good show, but I am so heartbroken that that character is dead. And like that episode before it really even gets into the drama, there's this moment with like Conchita, who like in the first season is so like outspoken. Not that she's not outspoken still, but like just like young. You know what I mean? Like loud, giggly, just kind of like
Well,
a
she's also, they do that thing where it's like she's the American, and English people, you just sip your tea and you mind your manners and you don't be outspoken. And the Americans are just so brash and they don't care and they just talk.
But I was thinking like I had this thought. I was like, "Oh my God, she's like grown. Not that she's not herself, but just like she's really come into her own like as a character too. Like she looks settled and like happy and
She
like
finally looks so happy and content.
no." So, yeah. Man, that was a tough one.
Oh my God. I like literally the moment I finished, I was like, I don't even care if your phone's on Do Not Disturb or not. I have to tell you, I finished it.
What do you think about, before we move on, what do you think about,
No, oh no, moving on.
okay. Oh, you
Honey,
want to talk more? Okay. Are we going to
I
talk
just,
about
I
Lizzie
just
and
watched
Theo?
yes, no, we're talking about all the characters because I watched 14 episodes. I'm invested. I've just learned these characters in the last few days. We're not moving on from Dilly Squat, ma'am. There's so many things to talk about. Okay. Lizzie and Theo. What are your thoughts on Lizzie and Theo? Because dare I say, I love them together.
Okay, so I was really conflicted because I actually was really mad that Nan and Theo didn't end up together. Because to me, I'm like, I get it. You and Guy had this like meet cute, but like you also had
Theo's
a
so
really
hot.
You also had like a really cute meet cute with Guy, and like it could have gone either way, and there was like love there too. And then she chooses Guy, which, okay,
The day before her wedding.
the day before her wedding. And I don't know, like I never felt like if they had queued that up differently, maybe I would feel differently, but I was like, why didn't that work? So it took me a while, but ultimately,
Okay, no. I could see your thought process because I think because I binged it and you were doing it episodically, like weekly. I also think that because I binged it, I saw the change happen so quickly because I was watching one after another. Um,
I was really like committed to that.
yeah, well, I really loved her and Theo. They were a
Yeah.
gorgeous couple.
Yeah.
They were a beautiful couple.
And there are a couple in real,
I
which is
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah. Um, don't forget to remind me to talk about Nan because she is also in my Holy Grail show that got canceled after one season. And I
Oh,
because the whole time for the
I know you
first,
always
so
talk
like,
about, right?
yes, I know I'll talk about it until the day I die. We'll go back to that, but no. So all in all, okay, Nan, Guy, they finally in like episode 5, I think it is, they finally like establish the fact that like, no, I will fight for you. I will fight for you too. Blah, blah, blah. So technically at this time period, they're not allowed to divorce and just be like, oh, it's fine. We'll just divorce and get together with the people we want to be with. That
Mhm.
would make things so easy for Theo and Lizzie and Guy and Nan
Yeah.
because they want to be with each other, but Theo and Nan are together, even though Lizzie wants Theo. I'm wondering because Nan found the necklace, Lizzie's necklace, but it hasn't come into play yet that has she connected that it's Lizzie's necklace yet?
No, I don't think so.
I don't
That's
think so
gonna
either,
be
but
fun.
what do you think is going to happen with because obviously this is going to happen in the last two episodes of the season.
Yeah. Okay. To finish my thought too, that is that I think now I've come around with the guy and Lizzie, sorry, Theo and Lizzie plot line, and it's very like they're obviously like really also both very attractive and really like
Her skin is like actual butter. I'm like, do you have pores?
she's she's so beautiful. I have a girl crush on her. I want
I love her.
to wear her skin.
Okay, maybe not that big of a crush on her. Weirdo. Okay, Leatherface. All things come back to Halloween. Anyway.
I just want her skin too, I guess, basically.
Oh my God. Like I'm literally like, girl, where do your pores go? Because
Brown.
your skin is ridiculous. Your eyebrows are the best thing I've ever seen in my life. You are so pretty. And I thank God she didn't end up with Lord James. Because remember, there was that moment in the first season. She was about to be with Lord James, and he made her get all undressed and face down and then degrade her, basically, like with his eyeballs, because he's a creep.
Oh,
And then he goes and gets proposed to Jenny the next day.
creepy. Yeah. I forget your big question. Oh, do we think what's gonna happen with like
What do
Lizzie
you
and
think, Nan? Do you think Nan will care? Because that's her best friend. It's like one of her best friends.
I don't know. I feel like Nan's character, like when she has this like outburst with Guy in Italy about like you guys are living like a life about like
Oh
Guy.
yeah, it must be so nice to live the life that I want to live, kind of thing. Yeah, she said that to her sister because
Like
she
he's
looked out the
out there.
window.
Like they're like over there sacrificing, and she it just kind of like came off bratty. So I'm like, uh, are you gonna be okay? So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she'll be happy, or maybe she'll have like a moment. I feel like it's good drama if she has a moment.
I think she's okay. In this moment, I wasn't sure if she was going to have a reaction, but the moment you just said that, I feel like in this moment now, I think she's going to have a reaction. Guy is going to be like, well, why are you having such a reaction? Do you still love Theo? And then it's going to carry on into next season where then we're finally going to get them together. I think like where Guy is like confident because Guy is an insecure a little bit, which with all due respect, I think at this point he's due to be a little insecure because she did technically marry another man, even though she was obviously in love with Guy.
Yeah. Okay, so this is what I think. I'm predicting that Nan is going to continue to work with Lizzie's ex fiance, and maybe potentially,
Hector.
yes, maybe potentially, um, like where it's like women's rights, and so maybe divorce might not be so bad. I'm like, maybe because similar timeline as we talked about in the Gilded Age is the Oh, they're like the Rockefellers. The daughter marries the Duke, as I mentioned. So that's based off of a real story where an American heiress goes and marries a Duke, and they have a very loveless marriage and eventually in real life get a divorce. So I'm thinking maybe there's like some kind of like similarities here, similar timelines. So maybe it's like not as like I'm sure it's going to be a big deal, but if they can do that and then marry separately, that could be cool.
And I do also feel like there's going to be a hypocritical moment, a call out, if you will, because if you think about it, Guy is technically Theo's childhood best friend. Lizzie is Nan's childhood best friend. And they just kind of swapped partners in a way. So it's like kind of all, well, how can you get all upset with me? You did the same thing, or I did the same thing, blah, blah, blah. And then I think it's going to be a little drama, but I feel like hopefully, unless Nan is like, I was thinking, I was like, oh God, watch Nan getting knocked up by Theo at one point or something where it's like now they're going to be looped in forever.
Um,
But they're not. I don't think, because like Theo's been getting it on with Lizzie and Nan hasn't touched Theo in a long time. So I don't think she's preggo. But I don't know. We'll see how that unfolds because there's only 2 episodes left of this season. Dun, dun,
um,
dun. I do have to say something.
okay, yes.
I want to know, does Nan realize that Nell Leighton Meester is her mom? Because there was that moment where Christina Hendricks, her mom, Mrs. St. George, where she was like, "Oh, when did you guys stop talking?" And then they look at each other and have this moment where it's like 19 years ago, and she's 19 because it was like right before her wedding, and that's when Leighton Meester came in. But then all of a sudden she was gone. So it's like, did she make the connection that that's my mom?
I think they kind of left it open, and what I saw for next week's episode is that it actually comes up a little bit more. Did you see this?
Oh
Yeah.
no. Wait,
Yeah.
I didn't see that there's like previews.
It's not a preview. Well, I don't think that there's previews, but remember when I texted you and I was like, I'm 2 episodes behind. So on my Apple TV, it's like it shows, it looked like I was 2 episodes behind because it shows the next episode next week's and it says like playing next like July 30th or whatever date that is.
Okay, don't tell me anything because I watch an Amazon Prime and it doesn't show me anything.
Okay. Oh, yeah. It said Nan explores more about her mom, her
Okay.
biological. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was
That's
it.
the I was like, that's the one thing that I was like, that is so open-ended left that they never say anything about for like the last 6 episodes that kind of was like
She
left
kicks out her
here.
dad too, right? Like she kicks him out of like, okay, you can go by after her wedding. And it kind of made me think like she kind of has like a hunch that he was a douche.
Well, because Christina Hendricks' character was always like, or mentioned that she's like, she will always think of this and she'll never forgive us if she knows the full truth. Because like she mentions like, and then that's when we find out it's not just like this random harlot that he like hooks up with and has a baby with. It's sister-in-law.
Yeah, naughty, naughty.
Gnarly. And let me just tell you how much I loved Theo's mom and Hector's
Oh, I
dad.
know.
Their
That is such
little,
a good like storyline. I
that
love
is so beautiful. I am like, gives me hope because, like I said, I have no intention of dating anytime soon. So if I'm an old lady with a two full-grown children, I can finally be like, oh, look at my person from my past that we had a small fling in my youth. And look at us today. Now we're back and rekindled and we're both wrinkly.
Or it could be someone new.
I'd prefer someone new not have to like recycle.
Yeah.
Unless the recycle person's really awesome and I'm just like completely forgetting.
That's true. Yeah.
Like if I have any recycled awesome people.
Amazing.
Um, well, uh Mabel and Honoria,
Mhm.
I do think I'm just catching the vibe that they are kind of like this is the end a little bit because how Honoria might be going to Paris and write, be a writer or whatever, and then like dance and do the can and all the things the guy was talking to her about. And then Mabel finally like realizes like this Mabel is Lizzie's sister. And Mabel realizes like, nope, I'm not going. I'm gonna be here. So I don't think like this is obviously not going to continue. So what do you think about Honoria and Mabel, the
Mm,
lesbian couple?
I think I think they'll find their way like back together though. Because it
When
just
they're old and wrinkly.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or to make it like I'm curious if Mabel will get married just to get married because she seems like twice she was thinking about doing that. So that
Ooh.
happened while
I
she's
wish she married Miles because Miles is cute.
yeah.
The Miles kid that first proposed.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, and I could see that like that would have worked, but then she said, I'm not giving you an heir.
She doesn't want to get
That
a
option is
freaking
off the table.
she doesn't want a penis in her vag. She likes vagina.
Totally.
Um, okay, obviously now the final question is what do you think is going to happen with Lord James and Ginny? Because Lord James isn't dead. He's still around and like is he going to go to prison or is he going to be able to like get out
Yeah,
of there because he's a lord?
I think he's gonna have to go to prison. So that's gonna give her some like clout, and like credibility too. And plus the article that went out in the newspaper about like, kind
The
of
victim or villain, victim not villain.
yeah. So I think that helps her case and um maybe there's like, something that she can do now, like as far as getting a divorce, or she just like lives that life. I was thinking too, like what happens to um the sorry, what's their last name? Sea Downs. Their
And the thing is, what pisses me off is they say C down, but they call it on the actual show, it's Seaton.
Eden, sorry. Um,
I know, but it's spelled down.
it's down, yeah.
Mhm.
But that like what happens to their estate because their dad is passed, and now the oldest brother was murdered. The youngest brother is
No, I thought Lord James was the older brother because the mom made the comment when they were walking and talking about like being a silly fish or whatever. And she's always like, normally the older brother looks down to, or the younger brother looks up to the older brother. And she goes, but it was opposite for you guys. You were always the one he looked up to, even though he was older. She
well,
made a
because
comment like that.
his dad goes to him before he dies and says like being the oldest, like you are now like in charge because he's
I'm gonna have
dying.
to I'll have to rewatch that last part when it's the mom and Richard are walking
Yeah.
together in the garden because
I
she makes
know
the
what she
point.
said. I just took it as like Lord James has always, even though he's like weird and a psychopath, that he like has always like looked for Lord Richard's
Approval.
approval. Yeah. So I'm curious if that is the case, then like then who like where does the estate fall? Conchita, who's a woman, or like, where does it
Mm,
go? And then also like what happens just financially? Like what's gonna happen?
yeah.
There's already a little bit of
Well, and how is Conchita gonna be? Her husband's dead.
yeah, that too. And like her new business. So ah, lots to uncover.
There's just so many things. I'm like trying to think like, did we miss anybody? I feel like we covered everybody, but
That's everyone.
uh ugh, so many things. But yeah, the new episode, there's two more episodes left of the series of this season, I mean, not the series. Oh my God, it's so good.
Really, it really
So good.
is.
I'm so glad I didn't wait until like the second season's over so we can have like when the next episode comes out, we can get
Yeah.
like update. Ah, reminds me of White Lotus days,
So
week by week.
I think you should watch, if you liked this, I think you should watch The Gilded Age.
The only thing is, okay, I don't want to be like ageist, but is it only about the old people? Like, or is there a younger cast too in there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, thank God. I think because like I'm I'm not like yes, in my youth I used to love the Golden Girls and I used to love Mama's Family and I used to like watching old people. But now that I'm like in my late 30s, because I am, now that I'm in my late 30s, I'm like I still want to watch the youth. I'm not I feel like it's summer I turn pretty. Sometimes it gets I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm literally too old to be watching this, but I can't not because I've already watched the last two seasons. But it's one of those things where it's like, I don't want to just like watch a bunch of old people. I'm not that old yet.
As as you watch and just like that.
Oh, well, I'm a lifer for that. I used to watch Sex and the City when I was younger. So I'm hate watching that. And I haven't watched today's episode because we're recording a day early, but because we just couldn't wait to talk about
Yeah.
Buccaneers. But allegedly tonight's episode. that got released at 6 p.m. our time, 9 p.m. Eastern is bad again, where it's like people are going like it's just getting worse. And it's just like it's pissing me off because this was a show and like a movie franchise too that obviously like you fall in love with these characters, you know their backstories, and like now in the new season, they're just like, who are these people? Because they're not acting like their characters. They're not acting like the people we've known for seasons and movies and all this. They're like acting like completely different, weird people. And that's what's like disheartening about it is like we're all going to continue to watch because we of obviously the history of the show, but we're all really just disappointed as a fan base of because Carrie's acting not like Carrie and Miranda's acting not like Miranda and freaking Charlotte is acting like a crazy, crazy person. And it's just like, and then Samantha's not there and all this. It's just like it's just not the same like character looped in personality. And that's what sucks about it. So I don't know. I'm still gonna hate watch it, but it's just like I don't want to have to hate watch it. I just want to watch it, you know?
I wonder what the ratings are. Like how many people
Bar
are actually watching it. Because hopefully it's low. So if it's not low, it's going to come back and you poor souls are going to continue to
just go
watch it.
away. Like
Stop.
that's what's sad. It's like I would love to see this sucker go until like the sad day, like one of them dies or something. But like, because they're so fucking old. This is going on for 20,000
Oh, we don't
episodes.
need
Like the
to.
thing is, I just don't think that it's gonna go on that long because this season is so royally bad. If unless they were already pre-given that heads eye, like the green light or whatever for another season after this. I don't know if they're going to come back for another season unless they were already given the green light, like earlier on before the season even started. But enough about that pile of garbage.
My eyes
Um,
were watering. I was like, oh, I hate
well,
it.
you're like yawning because you're so tired.
I'm so
Um,
tired. Now
well,
my eyes cry when I'm tired.
yeah,
Cry.
because you're old, because you are
I
old.
am. Like, shut
Um,
up. Go to
well,
bed.
something I did mention was Summer I Turned Pretty, the newest episode. So you said you're gonna watch it. I don't
I
really want to give too
started
much away.
I started one episode.
Oh my God. I want to talk about it.
I am I'm like, you're saying it's really good. I gotta watch more episodes, but I need to finish Ginny and Georgia.
Oh my God, yeah. Okay, so I Summer I Turned Pretty. The fallout from the episode 2 happened. I'm going to be very, very vague because you are watching it, bless you. And I'm going to be very vague about it. I'm going to allude to certain things that it won't give anything away. So basically, episode 3, the fallout happened, and uh-oh, are you okay? Oh no, another allergy attack. Um, so I think that the appropriate response from the other party was, I'm trying to be so careful and not spoiling anything. The appropriate response happened. And I think that I was pleased with how the response happened because I think that's how any normal, sane group of people would respond. So I am going to wonder how this will play out, I guess, over the rest of the season when not everyone is on board. The end.
It was so incredibly vague. I seriously am impressed with you. You are a genius.
I know I'm like literally like I don't want to even hint at a word that could give it away. But anyway, so I'll just leave it at that. You need to get caught up though because I want to talk about like the end of the season at least by the end of the season with you. But we're only 3 episodes in. The third episode was this week.
How
And
many
then
are there? Three?
3 seasons and I'm only 3 episodes into this third season.
Okay.
Get going, girl. I did it with Buccaneers, you can do it too. Um And then last but not least, I watched New York Minute with Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen. It's free. It's free on YouTube. Um, it was like one of those things that was like promoted after I watched like one of these. I watch Jack, oh, I want to get the name right. Oh my God, I'm obsessed with these guys. They're British dudes that do watch like they watch movies for the first time that they've never seen. And I made Brittany when she was here. I made her watch one and she loved them. And so we watched a few together. But it's like literally them just watching stuff and reacting to movies. And they did like the whole Twilight series, Jack and Dan. It's called Jack and Dan Reacts. And there's these two British guys, and they're just watching these movies they've never watched before. The Twilight series was stupendous. When they got, you watched Twilight, right?
Yeah, I think I haven't seen all of them, but I watched majority of them.
Are you a woman?
The glitter got me in the
Oh,
first.
well,
Also,
that's
her
just
acting just not my cup.
horrible.
Horrible. Horrible.
But no, there was like this crazy moment where literally the entire theater erupted with gasps and crazy like chaos in the last one. And I kid you not, when it got to that scene, they both were like, oh, they were like, oh my oh my God. Like they were like, that they did not just do that.
That's
And
so
it was just so
funny.
funny. So I made Brittany watch that but one with me. And then of course we watched like they watched Scream, their first reactions to Scream, Clueless, 10 Things I Hate About You. Like they do all the gems.
Are
So I
they
highly
really
recommend.
young?
They're one of they're I want to say, and there's of course like one that's kind of like nerdy and then one's that's, like he's kind of like super laid back and he's the hot one, of course. That doesn't like really he looks like he just doesn't really care. Like that's the one. It's kind of like Conrad from Summer I Turned, where he was just kind of like he's a
Hmm.
little moody, but he's so hot. But no, they're true. I want to guess younger than 30,
Okay.
but
Okay.
definitely older than 25.
Hmm.
But if you like watch those, but anyway, that goes into I was watching one of those and I think I was watching Clueless and then it said recommended New York Minute and I was like, I haven't watched that little ditty in a long time. It's a Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen movie. Of course it's cheesy as fuck and it has friggin' the guy from Schitt's Creek, the dad from American Pie. He's in it as like, oh my God. And it has for some reason Dr. Phil is their dad. And I could, or not Dr. Phil, not Dr. Phil. Who did the love line? Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew. Wow, my brain is hodgepodge of random shit. Um, so Dr. Drew is their dad, but oh, it's such a good old makes you feel all like old school, like in your youth, and their whole thing is like them ditching school and all this stuff and all the crazy hijinks that happens, and Simple Plan is in it for some reason, and it's just so great.
What a time to be alive.
Oh my God, it brought me back. I was like, God, thinking back just to how like laissez-faire life was back then. But no, highly recommend if you want to watch a good old, I would recommend honestly looking at all the free YouTube movies. I didn't even realize because after that, then they show like all the other free ones. I'm like, oh my God, there's so many free YouTube movies, like free movies from a long time ago that are all free on YouTube. You don't need a streamer.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen like some of them back in the day, but it's been a while since I've like searched what's free on YouTube as far as movies goes. But that's pretty cool. Hmm.
Yeah, so do that. What did you watch before you take your eye out?
Yeah, thank you. It was like my eyes were watering because I was tired, and then I think my body was like, "Fuck you, go to bed."
We're shutting
Yeah,
down.
we're shutting down, and now we're
Oh,
going to be allergic to, I don't know, the air.
being
Um,
awake.
being away. I'm allergic.
I gotta go home. I'm allergic to being awake.
So I'm trying to catch up on Ginny and Georgia on Netflix, the latest season. I know I'm a little couple months behind, but I just got to the point, hopefully, spoiler alert, where Ginny is in the bathroom with her friends and they all take a pregnancy test, and she's like staring at herself in the mirror. So that's fun. Also, I did not expect for Georgia to be, I can't, it's weird because like there's always been this like murder plot line, right? Like her
Yeah.
murder. But I didn't know that she was gonna get caught up in it, which
You
seems
thought
so
she was, yeah,
stupid.
you kind of just thought
You
she was
saying
just
that.
gonna keep getting away with it.
Yeah. So that's interesting. And then anyways, and then I wanted to talk about this show called Dungeon Delicious on Netflix. Um Charlie put it on one night, and I think I was like in one of those moods where like if I could hear him breathing, I was like, shut up. You know? You know, one of those moods where you're just like
Yeah,
how
it's called PMS.
yeah, exactly. So
Um, and also this is an anime.
I'm gonna get to that. So he turns on this show, and I'm like, ugh, like, why? And then it starts playing, and it's like anime, and it's like showing different like scenes with like anime girls and anime guys, and I'm like, is this
Did they
anime?
do I was
I'm
gonna say, is this anime porn?
what are we fucking watching? And he's like, just what? And I was like, what is this called? Dungeon Delicious or
Oh,
Delicious
it's
in
so
the
anime
Dungeon?
porn.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's called Delicious in the Dungeon. So even yeah.
It doesn't make
So
it better.
we start watching this show. It is a cooking show. It is so funny. It is like it takes place in these different dungeons where you have to like fight these different creatures and monsters. And what they do is like this like group. I'm sure there's an actual word for this because it's like part of like nerdum. I don't know. But it's like this group of people fighters. You got like a witchy person and like the guy with the sword and a person
It's
who's
like Lord of the Rings.
it's got a little Lord of the Rings vibe, but what they start doing is they start cooking monsters and like it's just really funny and like an easy watch. Each episode is pretty short. And if you want to watch what?
You do realize if you look at the backstory, apparently went on for 14 seasons from 2014 to 2023.
No, 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 I believe it. The episodes are short and it's really freaking good. Like I actually am looking forward to it. Like at the end of the night, I want to put on Delicious in the Dungeon because it's hilarious,
Dungeon Delicious.
pretty funny. So you can find that on Netflix. Thank me later. Message me and talk to me about it because I think it's
I'm
adorable.
gonna I'm gonna hard pass on that, but you
You
can keep
shouldn't.
re
You should. You should. I
No,
think you would like it.
I already have Gilded Age on my plate that I have to now watch. I'm not gonna get into Delicious Dungeon.
Okay, well, you're gonna come back to me in 5 years and be like, "You were so right,
You were right. My
blah."
kids love it. Oh no, I'll probably put it on for
But
my kids. If I watch it, I'll put it on for my kids. Is there anime porn though? Do I need to like censor
I
them?
so far no. There's like some violence, but
Oh, well, no, they're fine with violence. They throw things at each. Are you kidding? Wyatt throws things at Forrest's head, so they're fine with violence.
it has an 8.8 out of 10 on IMDb. I'm trying to
Holy
see if
shit,
Tomatoes version,
man.
but I can't find it quickly. But anyways, okay. The last thing I wanted to, it wasn't that I watched, but that I've been listening to. I drove a lot this week to South Bay. Was Bay Curious from KQED. You can listen to it on Apple Podcasts. I'm sure it's elsewhere as well. But it's a podcast that I had listened to like several years ago that I really, really loved. And then I was like, oh yeah, that's right. As I was driving and I was like, let me listen to some more. It's just they're so interesting. They're like anywhere from like 15 minutes to 30-minute episodes. And they do like listener-based questions. So a listener will come in and be like, "What is that weird pipe coming out of blah blah blah? Or where did like Carl the Fog come from?" Or anything like related to the Bay Area, and they'll answer these questions. Why is Dutch Crunch like related to the Bay Area specifically? Like, did it come out of the Bay Area? One was like,
Well,
what
what's Dutch? Isn't Dutch like
Dutch Crunch though, the bread?
no,
Because
I know, no, I
oh,
know that, but I'm saying wouldn't it I would think Dutch, like Dutch
um
people.
that was a fun episode. That was the one that I listened to like many, many years ago. They couldn't find the origin, but they like suspected because a lot of Bay Area sandwich shops actually use Dutch Crunch and it's not as common in other
Oh,
parts
fucking good.
of the United States. So
Ike's, I
yeah.
think Ike's and Togo's do Dutch Crunch.
Mhm. There's some other like little shops too. So, hey, they did one on like the oldest. not just like the oldest businesses in San Francisco, which the oldest one is Levi Strauss. And then they like give like a brief history on that. Then they talk about this restaurant in Fidei, which is actually where I work when I go to the San Francisco office, and I really want to like go there now. And like they do like Cioppino, and it's been there before California was actually part of the United States, so it's like that old. So just like some really cool history on the Bay Area, answering different questions. And yeah, I love it. So if anyone is out there and needs like just like kind of like a fun little break and learn about the Bay Area, it's called Bay Curious. Yeah.
At first, I was like Bay as in BAE or Bay as in like the Bay. So I was like,
Okay.
Bay Curious. What's Bay Curious?
Yes, Bay Curious. BAY.
Awesome. Well, if I do ever want to find out about Dutch French, I will listen to that riveting episode. But cool. Sounds great. But I think that wraps up everything. A lot of Buccaneers. I'm kind of now disappointed that I used Buccaneers in last week's title because what the fuck are we gonna do all this week's? Because we talked a lot of
Buccaneers
Buccaneers.
part two. Yeah, part two.
Part deux.
Yeah.
Um, so it's like Hot Shots part deux, but we'll do Buccaneers part deux. Uh, and then we'll do the rest. But yeah, so like, subscribe, comment, leave a review, a good review, and listen, share if you will, because that would be lovely too. Get us out there a little further than our reach alone. That would be divine. But yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting us. And Dami, go tend to your eyeball.
Oh, my nose.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.